In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to set rules and boundaries for your business all in 5 minutes. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. For those that are new, or even those that are coming back, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you know when new videos are coming out. Today, I'm really excited about the topic because every client that I've had over the last 20 years or so has struggled with this particular thing, and that's rules and boundaries. How do you set rules and boundaries for your business that will govern how you act, how your staff act, and how your clients act? Now, before we get too deep into the topic, let's talk about the difference between a rule and boundary. I'm going to keep it super simple and explain it to you the way that I define it for my use. A rule is an agreement I make with myself on how I'm going to act in business. A boundary is simply a rule that I have for others on how they get to interact with me. I remember a quotation I learned early on in business that said, you can't control how people act, but you can control interaction. If they want to act like a jackass, they can do it on their time, but they don't get to do it with you. I always say people get the time of day from me once. If they don't earn a second time, I don't give it to them. If they do, they can have as much time as they like. Some of the examples, just quickly to set the frame for you as we move forward, that you might have rules and boundaries around, might be time management. I have a rule that I won't be late. I have boundaries for others, which means if they are more than 5 minutes late for an appointment, I move on. Physically, I get up and leave. On the phone, at 5 minutes and 1 second, I'm back on other calls. People don't have to like it, but in order to engage with me in business, they have to follow the rules and boundaries, of which I make explicitly clear. Now let's jump right into the process of getting rules and boundaries put in place for your business. First thing that you want to do is you want to decide how you're going to show up. You can't set boundaries for others if you're going to break those rules yourself. So you have to decide when you're at your best, how are you showing up? For me, I'm on time. I turn off my phone. I'm present and focused. I keep my word on what I'm going to do. I try to deliver the best advice I can during that time. I don't allow for distractions. I don't save people's feelings. I'm to the point and I'm goal focused. These are all characteristics that I'm committing to. And so in the inverse of the person that I'm meeting with, I expect that as well. I don't want things sugar coated. I want them to be on time. I want their phone off. I want them to be focused and so on. But I can't decide what the system looks like until I decide what I'm going to agree to first. If you are chronically late, it's very difficult for you to tell others that they have to be on time. The rules start with you, and then the boundaries extend from those rules. An easy way to come up with these is to make a list of all the things that people do that piss you off. Think about what's frustrating or what rubs you wrong, and that will be your basis for setting your rules and boundaries. Once you have your rules and boundaries somewhat drafted, then what you want to do is run them by a couple different types of people. A friend, a family member, an employee, a client, and maybe a colleague. Let them know that you're implementing rules and boundaries for your business and look to see how they respond to each one. You might get feedback that the rule isn't strong enough, or you might get feedback the other way that says the rule is too strict. Again, it's up to you to decide, but what I've found is when I run them by those different groups of people, they will let me know if I'm expecting anything of someone else that they don't think I will be able to fulfill. Here are the steps to go through in order to design, develop, and implement rules and boundaries in your business. Step 1, make a draft list of rules that you're going to have for yourself. After I've run it by a handful of people, is I sit with them for a while. I don't actually promote them. I don't post them. I just have them sat on my desk and I continue to have a look at them. Every couple of days I'll read them again. Then it's time to figure out how you're going to share them. You can put them on the website. You can put them in your service package, or you could even do them on an onboarding process when you're bringing on a new client. Rules and boundaries only have power and efficacy if they are shared in a way that people find out in the beginning. You don't want to allow somebody to be late for 2 years and then tell them, hey, I have a rule about being late. You can't be late anymore. That's a hard sell. But with a new client or new colleague or whatever, what you can share with them is, I have a rule for myself that I'm never late. And just so you know, if you're going to be late, you need to let me know before you're late. Because 5 minutes into our intended meeting time, I get up and I leave, or I jump on another call. So I just want to be clear that if you are late and trying to get a hold of me and you haven't let me know, I'm off and on to something else. These are not static. they're dynamic. I would recommend that you review your rules and boundaries about once a year, maybe a little more often if particular issues are coming up, but your rules and boundaries will likely change as your business evolves. Keep an eye on things that might be frustrating you or might be a pain in the butt, and look to see if it is worthy of putting a rule or a boundary in place so that you can remove or mitigate the chance of that happening to you again. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't yet. If you have any questions related to this particular topic, feel free to put it in the comments below. And I'm going to connect at the end of this video to a couple other videos you might be interested in that are related to this topic and probably good for you to watch before you start writing down your rules and boundaries. The first one is managing emails, and you'll see a bunch of rules and boundaries that we have in place regarding how we manage email, especially related to clients and colleagues. And the second one is silencing the armchair quarterback. This is you having boundaries for others in your life and how they get to talk to you around your career or your business. These are two examples of putting this topic in practice. Anyways, remember that gladiators eat first, and they use rules and boundaries to increase the integrity of their relationships. I'll see you in the next video.